Mm. Mm. Contrast is too high on stream, but I think I'll leave it be. Oh wait, that's why. Okay. Doesn't seem like that helped much. This. Probably as good as that's gonna get.
Accord silencieux de nos âmes.
I'm just trying to get it to look accurate to the colors, but
lumière s'éteint. Au loin, elle s'élève, seule, sans détour, songe, sans retour. Lumière s'éteint. Les pétales d'iris envahissent les rues du jour déclinant.
alrighty.
Nuée complice du clair-obscur
That's closer.
nuance de chagrin. Il danse autour des heures littorales. Éclipse, florale, lumière s'éteint. Variation dans l'air, vapeur de nos chairs. Respiration amère, lumière s'éteint. Contretemps volontaire, contre-champ solitaire. Lumière s'éteint. Si le temps se perd à contre-courant, les miroirs sans teint dévoilent leur nature. Si nos pulsations jouent à contre-cœur, notre amour veillera sur la mesure. Lumière s'éteint. Pâleur du jour, cœur sourd, miroir de nos amours, lumière s'éteint. Attache harnais, cordage resserré, nœud marin et récif carmin. Flot secoué, doute à chavirer, lumière s'éteint. Nuage à la dérive, lien en déclive, brume qui déteint, lumière s'éteint. seul, sans secours, songe, sans contour, sombre, pour toujours, lumière s'éteint. Aux dernières lueurs d'outre-mer, à l'aurore d'un nouveau jour, les cormorans volent à contre-jour, lumière s'éteint.
I think I'll focus on this area, so zooming in here should be fun. Hello, Makio. How you doing? Hello, Kali. How you doing? You're on a call? So I can barely... Oh, okay. I guess I'll type. Doing okay, Kali? Doing alright myself. Hopefully I can get this closer to what I want it to look like. Because I have some ideas here. But I don't know if they'll work out exactly. But we'll find out. Wow, okay, I'm working on different part than what I'm supposed to be working on, but I guess I'll zoom out a bit. Yeah. No problem, it's gonna be me jumping around from part to part, but
Sors et fuis, je t'en prie. Fuis ce tableau maudit, cette toile d'une fausse vie. Portrait rêvé imparfait, chaîne de ta Alors tranchons la trame, découle la sinistre exquise. Sors et fuis, je t'en prie. Fuis ce tableau maudit, cette toile d'une fausse vie. Portrait rêvé imparfait, chaîne de ta liberté. Blackbirds in shadow, eternal complain dwell. Sigh groan in vain, cruel pain.
Oops. Sorry. I muted myself and I forgot. I'm doing good. How are you doing? You should put on sauna as some background music. Can't do because it'll get copyrighted. Yeah. Hello, Williams. How you doing? Working on an animation. Nice. What's it about? Is it the same one from last time that you were telling me about? Or is it a new one? Oh, this one song isn't copyrighted if you want to listen to. It's pretty good. We're learning it in music. It's called Old Adam Brown. But can't you hear my music right now? I'm listening to the soundtrack for what's it called? Expedition 33. I don't know why that took me so long to remember, but yeah. No worries, just saying if you need song recommendations. Oh yeah, for copyright. Yeah. For copyright songs, I'm probably never gonna take recommendations just because I play from my computer. I don't play from like a what's it called? A service? You know, like how some people play from Spotify and stuff. So I have to actually go and get the music myself and put it together into a playlist, and that's what you get to hear on stream. So I kind of check to make sure that it's not copyrighted, check to get like downloaded files together that I can have in a playlist, etc., etc. Usually it's going to be game soundtracks because those are usually safe. But sometimes certain game soundtracks have copyright issues too, so it really depends. Normally I search up if it's copyrighted. Well, usually almost everything is copyrighted. It's the YouTube thing that's, you know, how it triggers the YouTube bot or whatever's monitoring our streams. It's a folk song. They don't normally copyright folk songs, which is weird. Yeah, same thing with these soundtracks. Like, they're copyrighted 100% for sure, but they don't get picked up and marked as copyright by the YouTube bots or whatever, so they're safe to play. Hello, moron. How you doing? Tired, been thinking, so I'm in a mood. Thinking about what? Remember that one person I roasted until you had to time us out, but then once we weren't anymore, we kept arguing? That was when I actually don't remember. My memory is crap. I don't know. Morals and such? Anything to do with recent events, I guess? You screenshotted it. I see. You guys kind of view that almost black and white, really. Yeah, pretty much. Like what happened, I guess, right? But which then makes it part of thinking about why I do that. I'm making a video to explain why Germany should actually be bigger. Bro wants to go to war. Germany's pretty big. Like, I didn't expect it to be as big as it is. Just like the Third Reich. It's pretty short. But basically the song goes, old Abram Brown is dead and gone. You'll never see him more. He used to wear a long brown coat that buttoned down before. I have no idea how that's supposed to go. Actually, it would be the Second Reich because it's based on something from 1256 years ago. A long time ago. How's the painting going? It's going alright. Like this part here kind of weird. You guys can't really see it very well because of one, the lighting, and two, it's not really zoomed in much, but let me see if I can give you a better view. So it's supposed to be bursting out. And then obviously the light from the thread here is supposed to be kind of shining through or peeking through parts of the burst, but I need to kind of I think I just need to be a little bit more brave with how much of the strokes I'm doing to bring it out. But yeah, that's pretty much the struggle that I'm having right now. Yeah, it's based on 300 years ago. I mean 400, not 300. Okay. Yeah, see, like parts of it are like parts of the burst are kind of merging onto this other part here and here. Here. It sounds like a lot, but only a few things have changed culturally. Only a few things. I don't know, it feels like that's a long time. Why is it so light? It should be dark. Strange. So you've been making the darks darker. It looks very different from what I remember. I think could also be the lighting too, because like the places that you guys are seeing on stream that are like almost black, they're not necessarily that dark, but they're almost there. But there's like subtle details that are just not being picked up. But yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to like control things enough that we kind of understand that the energy is coming out like that, and like parts of it are like attached to, well, probably need to add some more of that, but yeah, parts are like attached and like kind of breaking off. Gonna have to add more yellow from like to light up the inside part, and it kind of gets hard to track it all and see because it's all kind of blending together at this point because of how dark it's getting. That's contrast, yeah. Contrast, the hierarchy of light.
Gone away, empty are this chamber that used to
Oops, I'm sorry, I gotta go. My music teacher asked me to write out a note for the song, so I got work on it. Oh, I didn't even know you worked on music, but yeah, go ahead and get that done. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you when I see you. Good night.
glowing bright and fierce and proud. I'm reaching for the stars, the ones I've seen for so long. My tears, misery, all is wrong. I'm reaching for the stars, the ones I've seen for so long. My heart, my soul, all around. I try to remember a time that we shared the laughter and love, the laughter and love that we always shared. He gave his life for mine, and I will always mourn my brother's gone. But his love will live on, will live
Not really, but he asked me to write out the song and notes so it's easier for other people to work on the song. Okay. Alright. Well, get that out of the way. I'm working on a completely different section again. Me. Zoom back in. I mean out. Do musicians just be thinking and then writing down like A B A A? Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure like the ones like that like are very fluent, I guess, in music can probably do that. I can't read music. I don't have any idea how that really works out for people who can, but anytime I've done music stuff, it's always been, you know, play by ear or something like that. Play by feeling. You uploaded it just now? Alright, let me see if I can... Let me see if I can look at it 1 second. Summarizes all of my points in a very short amount of time. Let's see. Go to channel? Yeah, go to channel. Holy crap, that's just a minute. The Fatherland. I haven't heard that in a while. I think Austria for sure, that makes sense to me. But yeah. I don't know all about all the ins and outs, but Austria definitely makes sense to me. What is Switzerland? Because I heard that they have like 3 national languages. I don't really know if they're like what exactly they are, but Polish regions are debatable nowadays. Friesland and is a little more reasonable. Is it even anything like anyone in politics are even talking about at this stage? Like in German politics? Or is it like a taboo? What even is the point? Yeah, that's another thing too, but Switzerland is German, but they're a neutral country. You don't try to unite with a neutral country. The bigger, the better. Then you'd be expanding forever, though. That would pretty much just be a march towards unsustainable growth, wouldn't it? Needless conflict, etc. No, only lands in the video. Okay, only lands in the video. Hello, Amir. I thought you were here earlier, weren't you? I guess you popped in and out. How much power does Germany have in the EU? Like, the impression that I always had was they pretty much govern by proxy, but I'm not sure if that's accurate. The Sudets in Austria, Friesland, and North Schleswig, those should be united no matter what. However, it would be good to get some Prussian lands back, as well as Luxembourg and Tyrol. Or no, wait, that's an L. Tyrol. Were Germany to have these territories, what would the function, like what would it functionally gain? Is it like economics and, or just like do you mean like a cultural unity? Because you mentioned culture before, so my impression is that you're saying that since they're culturally German, they should just be Germany. It doesn't make sense that they're not Germany. And one of the political parties does talk about that, especially some far-right radicals who aren't really represented in government. The ones that have been getting killed I think. Maybe, I don't know. That needs to be looked into, like what the heck was that? Economically, it would be great, and cultural unity as well. Also, they historically were a part of Germany. I can understand the cultural and the economics of it. The history is a matter of, you know, how far back do you want to go, etc. But yeah, cultural and economics make sense. I mean, it was one of the Pope's jobs to try to help keep German lands as they were. However, they broke that promise. Long list of promises by the popes. Broken promises by the popes. Europe at large and intentionally made Germany more decentralized to keep it from forming into a nation. What are we talking about? We're talking about what's it called? Geopolitics, I guess, maybe? Is that the topic? What it would be called? The geopolitics of Germany and Europe. But you can chime in on whatever topic you would like to talk about. It's not like there's a lot being talked about, right? So oh crap, it's rubbing off. That's not a good sign. That means that it's becoming difficult for the paint to adhere, whatever. It's difficult for the paint to, I guess, stick itself to the rest of it. Which, you know, maybe it needs a little time to cure in that area, or maybe that's the limit. Good evening, Cherry. How you doing? I don't even know what to say with a conversation like this. They unfairly treated Germany in the Treaty of Versailles, and after Munich, the UN, and other stuff, Germany lost even more. Not to mention the Allies' conduct in liberating France and the Rhineland. Yeah. Is it mainly Britain that has done that? That has a record of misconduct during the war? Great Britain, I think. To the winner goes the spoils. And then the other side wants to fight again eventually, and then we keep going. You hit 100 or 290. Oh, that's nice. I don't even know what we're talking about. Just join the stream. It's geopolitical banter. Yeah, something like geopolitics. But whatever you want to talk about, you can bring up in the chat, and I'll just comment on it. As if I know what I'm talking about when I raise my head to look at what you guys are talking about. Eastern territories were absolutely at home and led to mass undue suffering. For example, in Mulhouse, they have heavily suppressed that. There was a thing, mainly the Soviet Union did. Oh yeah, they did their part as well. Everyone had their piece to take, I guess. And also the American parts of the expeditionary forces did. Ew, politics. I love politics. Makes me hate people. Do you think that people have been psyoped into not liking politics or hating politics? Because I do hear that a lot. But the thing is, like, if every citizen has like civil duties and the right to vote, etc., isn't politics mandatory as an adult at that point? Obviously, the way it's being expressed in the modern age is juvenile, but yeah, I don't know. For example, in the liberation of France and the push into the Rhineland, it is reported over 50,000 Germans who rightfully surrendered were killed because of the foreign forces. I think I did hear about that. I read about a couple. Well, there was a lot, but like, yeah, there's a couple of atrocities and stuff. I hate hearing politics, but I don't know, one day I'll have to choose a side. Algeria, this kind of one, you don't really have to. Yeah, I guess it's Germany. So for us, it's America. I just ain't into it. I think it's way too toxic for me. People, especially on Twitter. Twitter, holy crap. Yeah. All people for an opinion. Yeah. Good night, Collie. Have a good rest. Oh wait, I'm not reading. My bad. I'm impatient. Yeah, I guess it can be toxic. The rhetoric used and stuff. The thing is that there's a lot of people without the, I guess, emotional maturity amongst other things. Becoming vocal. And that makes the rounds on Twitter a lot more effectively than any sound opinion would. So the online space is just gonna be like that, I guess. The like, if you talk to just people that you know in real life, it's usually a lot more, you know, level-headed, especially if it's not a, what's it called, terminally online person. I don't use Twitter and I don't plan to. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. For me, I kind of like the cesspit. It's just a personal thing, I guess. I kind of like to see how people are. It justifies my lifestyle of being borderline hermit. It's the reason why Twitter is just the zoo for liberals and right wings. There used to be a lot more, I guess, like arts content used to be a lot more popular on Twitter, and then like whenever I guess the government decided that it was a good idea to make Twitter the public square or something, it's become like pretty much impossible to grow as an artist on Twitter, so no point in using it if you want to use it for the purposes of sharing artwork and stuff. I still use it just because I like it. But there's a Kara apparently the main pull for it, I think, was that it didn't allow AI stuff. I don't know if it necessarily doesn't allow it, or maybe they, what's it called, they either filter for it or don't allow your stuff to get used by AI, I guess, or something. I don't know. Bad idea. I can't tell you how many cases I've heard people being offed for an opinion on Twitter. Oh, you mean like talking in real life? I mean with people you know, like people you know who aren't crazy. Yeah, not really a point in talking to people you know who are crazy. And that's been my opinion for like a long time ago. It's not recent events that has affected it. Like, for me, it's not, oh, you're radicalized. It's, you're vindicated. That's the way it's always been. You're right. Yeah, when share Twitter, artwork on Twitter for obvious reasons. See, if you want to be popular, Cherry, what you have to do is you have to take a dark character and make them one shade lighter than the Twitter would say that they should be, and you'll become really popular. Believe me, it's 100% popularity. A guarantee. In World War I, Germany was so unfairly treated, and people often say that, saying if only the Treaty of Versailles was more lenient. It's a bad argument, however. Consider this: Poland didn't need the Danzig Strait. They could have gotten a chunk of East Prussia instead. Germany losing Alsace-Lorraine makes sense. However, the harsh financial penalties of the Weimar era leadership usually mostly caused the NSDAP party to rise. Yeah, and then they'll say they're either whitewash or blackwash. Yeah. Bloomin', I have no idea what any of that is. I don't think any of us do, because we're American. You get retweets and posts everywhere. Yeah, I advised every young artist I know that this is what they should be doing. They should be manufacturing controversy. No one does it for some reason. I don't know why. Basically, Poland bad, France evil, and steal all our money and destroy our industry and cause hyperinflation, which causes the bad guys to rise in power. Oh, for the World War I causes? It was like an economics thing. I heard there was something like that with Japan's motivation against the US. Because obviously we get one side of the story and then you don't really get the other side, but yeah, nothing but a bunch of angry, unemployed, I guess you mean, 30-year-olds. But yeah, I hear TikTok is worse. And then Blue Sky's, yeah, Blue Sky is just like one side of the coin, I guess. So it's by default worse. Reddit is worse. The same situation, I guess, as Blue Sky. It's one particular flavor of bad. So at least Twitter has both, I guess. Okay, it's looking a little bit better now. I still need to probably like light it up a little bit more, but I think if I at least get the yellow light to kind of outline forms, it will be kind of understood that there's something going over top of the figure and catching most of the light in that area. I should probably be an art rage baiter. There are some people who are doing it actually, and they kind of do go places, but it's actually a short-lived strategy, because once you do it a couple of times, I guess people don't really care, except if your art is actually good. I guess maybe then you'll have more of a, what's it called, more audience retention. Yeah, because hyperinflation from World War One and harsh penalties from that caused governments in the 1930s Germany to literally go into a civil war where the bad guys won. Should probably make characters so black or so white, then get a ton of accusations, which then I will fabricate to prove as real evidence and get arrested and be the perfect. This is a webtoons anime character arc right here. Also, the German annexation of Austria was determined by a vote where 99% of Austrians wanted to merge into Germany. Totally not rigged. I have no idea what I would call this story. You have to give it a really long title, like, you know, those Japanese manga or anime. So you'd have to give it a title that literally describes what the story's about. It could even be as long as your last comment. I don't know if you've seen some of those trends. Not Grammy's music, yeah, they are. I get a Grammy. Oh, that's why you're saying that. It's called. It's I choose to be an art rage baiter, get a ton of accusations, and then fabricate evidence for them to be real, and then proceed to get arrested to become the perfect villain. Yeah. Is that good SEO? Like searching. Search engine optimization, or bad? because like no one else is gonna have that title. But on the other hand, it's a super long title that who's gonna be able to type all that out to search it. I am, however, going to make a good long video about actually how Germany has been wronged, you know, because I will admit my video advocates for something really radical. Yeah, there's a couple channels, I don't know if you watched them, but like Zoomer Historian, the Leather Club or something. There's another one that I can think off the top of my head. Just random stuff that I watch because I just like history in terms of storytelling. I like to know what we're not told, whether it's a conspiracy, occult stuff, or buried history. Put in Mr. Beast and Labubu somewhere in the comic then. Some sicko will. Right, lol. What was the Mr. Beast controversy about again? I don't remember. I just remember there was some controversy, like at the beginning of the year or something. Zoomer Historian is a bad guy sympathizer and makes up information, is also a bad person. Generally, you should not watch his videos. Well, I don't know him personally, but a lot of the information is accurate. Some of it I'm sure is not. Or has his personal slant. I think it was him not paying his workers or taxing people who won. I don't know. I don't keep up with this. Yeah, I don't remember. Which one? I don't know actually. You know, there's a few. There's probably gonna be more in the future. Like some of his videos are using completely inaccurate sources. Yeah, I'm sure. Like almost everyone does that. They have their slant, they have their own sources. That they legitimize over others. So it's not like I'm going with him as like the truth or whatever. Like the way I usually watch these kind of videos and conspiracy videos and all that stuff, it's like, okay, this is how this person came to this conclusion based on this information. So the information might not be, you know, completely sound, but the rationale is what I'm interested in looking into. There was the mishandling of the payment for the eye surgery thing, or just being a white savior for doing that. The falsified story of not maintaining African wells. Yeah, that one's actually, like, to me it's not even surprising, but because it happens like with a lot of things. It happens with churches, like, you know, those big churches where they say, oh, we did this and that for this and that country, and then you find out that it's like they did it and then they didn't like maintain it, or like they did it and you can't really blame them for not maintaining it entirely, because sometimes the people there are just not, you can't help these people, I'll just put it that way. I see what you mean now. He did groom a 16-year-old. Oh, well, that's a juicy. I didn't know about that. I don't know how old he is either, so yeah, I don't really know anything about the personals of these people. Never mind, it's actually much darker. I just looked it up. He's having class action lawsuit against her for SA, maybe? Is what you meant to write, and also, yeah, unpaid wages. Zoom history, not Mr. Beast. Yeah. I'm following the two conversations here. think there was some grooming on the part of Mr. Beast's story too. There kind of always is with these YouTubers, but I don't remember exactly what the details were. If it was him or if it was someone in his group or whatever. Allegedly. Not surprised, just disappointed. Yep. I have to be honest, I'm not attracted to kids. I don't get why people are. I get attraction to animals. That makes sense when not kids. What the fuck? You're a furry? Is that what you're confessing to here? Bro wants to unite Germany for the largest fur con. That's the actual plot line here. Fortunately, people are attracted to kids because they're more vulnerable than grown-ups. I think it's like the way I've looked into it, and like not even just like the YouTubers, but like the actual people who are doing it on the highest level. It's like a corruption of innocence thing. So it's not even like they're attracted to the kids. It's that they get off on the power of being able to, I guess, destroy something pure. I'm saying I can understand how you could be attracted to animals or furries, but I don't entirely get the thing with kids. It's just a taboo. I don't understand either, so I don't really know. Like the kids thing is an innocence thing to me, and the animal thing is just straight deviancy. Yeah. What do you mean you get the attraction to purely animals and it's just a taboo? Wait a minute. Where's the thing here?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I'm not saying I get that. Um, yeah, I was gonna ask why as well. Why? Like, we're not talking about, you know, a mom or would-be mother or young woman who doesn't want to have kids for whatever reason, offsetting her maternal instinct to a puppy. We're talking about much deeper and darker thing here, but why are they, would you say? Go ask House? Dr. House? You're telling me to ask Dr. House? Isn't he just gonna diagnose them with lipus? What was the thing he keeps diagnosing people with? It starts with L, I can't remember. Lupus, yeah, lipus. He likes animals? No, I think it's because maybe the character in the show said something about it. I think I might need some black for here, so get some, or maybe I have some. Oh, yeah, I do. Got scared for a minute. He did a few times, but that's because the localized version I watched was, well, poor to say the least. I need to watch House and stop watching clips. I've seen like clips from a lot of shows in my shorts feed until like I banned all the channels that do that. And I feel like I watched those shows, but obviously I didn't. Like Peaky Blinders shorts popping off, some other random shows, and it just feels like, oh, I kind of understand what the show's about, and then I end up not caring to watch them. Yeah, I see way too many. I always watch them and say, hey, I'm going to watch House, and then proceed never to. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. You're probably experiencing the same thing that I have, where you just kind of watch those clips and it feels like you watched the show. They give you what you like, and then they're... I see far left content and comedies. You see far left content? I have never willingly stepped into that realm. And I get really angry at some of the videos. And shouldn't you just like cut it? Like get rid of it? Does that clamp dent the canvas here? There's not enough paint, I think, for it to actually do that, but if there were, it would, because the latex, it's a latex-based paint, acrylic paint, so it's actually pretty soft, and it would dent, but I don't really paint that thick, especially at the ends. Nothing to worry about. Like, it's done a little bit to the paper, but it's negligible. You know, I don't think we should go too far, too right, too left, communism, dictatorship, monarchy. You know, really anything other than democracy or whatever, where every person is equal, is not good. Yeah. These things I'll always seem like, oh, out of my control, so I can't really put much stake in it personally. So like whatever the system ends up manifesting in becomes the environment that I need to navigate. And that's just how it is. I just stay away from it altogether. However, it would be a great dictator, just saying. Average Civ player, average any what's it called? 4K grand strategy player. Der. Der means the in German. That's why I keep calling him Blumen, because bloom at least is a bloom. I don't know. I don't know which word in that is the one we should be calling him. The black color here, it looks more like it has a hint of green in it or something. I don't know why. I mean, it's Mars black, so I guess it's not perfectly black, but I don't even know if they really sell a carbon black or something. I'd have to check. EU4, okay, well, same idea. Yeah. Of those abbreviations, the only one I know is EU4. What are the other ones here? I probably know them as games, but yeah, Civ is the baby. Crusader Kings, okay, I know that one. Victoria, never, I don't think I've heard of that, but it sounds interesting. I like the Victoria era, aesthetically. Hearts of Iron, I feel like I've heard, but not really. I don't really have a picture of what the gameplay is like in my head. Costs a lot of money to get into. I'm the greatest of all time at Hearts of Iron 4. I beat a meta tank build USSR with paratroopers and CAS only. I'm really scarily good at the game. Did you ever stream it? I don't know if it's a streaming game. Because yeah, I don't know the. There's only one streamer actually that I know who plays EU form a lot, and a couple other, and she gets like massive views, but it's because she's very good at talking. She's a former teacher, history teacher. Did you know there was a guy in Michigan who his cams in what guy in Michigan who installed cams in public restrooms? He had over 200 videos of people in public restrooms and 7,000 videos of men, women, and children showering. Why? What the fuck? No joke, it's Michigan. What do they expect? You have personal beef with Michigan? I have no idea what Michigan is like. But it doesn't sound good. I mean, like, can I even talk? Florida's my state, like, where I lived when I was in the US, but a lot of the things about Florida are kind of over exaggerated because it's illegal to publicize all of that stuff, whereas in other states it's not necessarily legal to publicize all of that stuff. So you get a kind of colored view, although I'll admit that there are a lot of crazy people there. They're usually pretty friendly, but they can get kind of crazy. Hello, Dali Nova, how you doing? How you doing? If you rated me, I didn't get the notification, but I'm gonna assume you did because there's a lot of people here with you. How you guys doing? Yeah, I didn't. The notifications aren't set up for me. Awesome work, no worries. Have a wonderful night. You too. Thank you for the raid. And if anyone subbed or followed, or not subbed, followed, is that what the thing is on Kick? It's the same as Twitch, I guess. If anyone did, I appreciate it. In Germany, we have more freedom of speech than you Americans. I don't know about that. I was just like, get a load of this guy. Yeah. What in particular do you mean? Because to me, it doesn't seem that does not seem to be the case. Aren't you Canadian? 51st state. I don't know about 51st state because if they really wanted Canada, they'd have to take it by province. I think Alberta would be the first. Yeah, I don't know what would come after Alberta, but I'm sure Alberta would be the first province to join as a state. I think they kind of want to because there's a large American population in Alberta. They actually have a lot of dual citizens that cross over for work every day. Why would Ottawa not be? Ottawa's a capital. Ottawa is the capital of Ontario. And I guess of Canada, but like it's just the political capital. Ontario would be the equivalent of New York State. Toronto would be the equivalent of New York City. growing up in Canada, I still have no idea what they're proud of, because if you were to take all of Canada and compare it to like a chart of states, I don't even think it's a top 10. I'd be surprised if it's even top 20 for GDP performance and many other metrics probably. Very narcissistic people. Over exaggerate any accomplishments that they may have because they're incredibly insecure. Which I guess has its roots in how they gained their independence. Quote unquote independence. You all have maple syrup and well, you want a game of hockey? We invented hockey and then we're garbage at it. Like, I don't even know. I don't know the records. I don't watch sports. I'm not a sports watcher. Maple syrup is great, but it's a Quebecois thing. Like, if you want the best maple syrup in Canada, that's the French. The Quebecois. They don't have a strong Canadian identity, to say the least. Really, you get the best maple syrup by tapping the most northern maple trees, because it gets concentrated, the sugars of the tree get concentrated in cold winters. You can really get syrup from any tree, actually. Like, I think there's some trees might be toxic, but there's a bunch of other trees where you can get pretty good maple syrup from. Or not maple syrup, whatever the tree is. Yeah. It's kind of not really an efficient product though, because it involves a lot of, like, if you were to boil down, I can't really even fit it on screen, like a bucket of maple syrup. It's the consistency of like water almost. It's like hardly noticeable to be different. You get like a cup or a bucket. So yeah, not the most efficient product there, but it tastes great. So I mean, you all are a British colony in a formerly mostly an uninhabited land, so it makes sense you all have like no cultural identity. Yeah. Has there been one successful British colony? I mean, I don't know what Hong Kong was, if it was a colony or if they just settled or something, but maybe that's an exception to the rule. If people want to say Canada is successful, I suppose they could make that argument, but I don't know. It just seems like we have the same issues. Hard to tell if it's better or worse than whatever's happening in Great Britain right now. Hanover. Let me see. It's a country? Kingdom of Hanover? Oh, it's Germany? Oh, it was under British control once. But is it successful due to British cross-pollination or involvement or whatever? Or is it successful because Germans? Successful because of Germany, Deutschland, über alles. Über alles. My parents' home country, because I'm from they're from South America, Guyana, South America, was a British colony that basically fell to ruin after they fought for their independence. But there's a whole bunch of reasons why. Most of it is down to the people. Now it's a little bit better, but it's only really better because of oil. I think the US is going after Venezuela right now for that, so maybe in about a decade's time they'll be doing the same thing in my parents' home country. You got the pronunciation correct? Oh, that was a fluke, but so did Rwanda and all of the countries in Africa and the Middle East mostly. Yeah, after some time a pattern becomes intention, I think. But not much to be done about that, I guess. It's almost like small poor nations with massive international tensions and low education don't have the best leaders and aren't very good at becoming major power. I think it's worse than that personally, but I don't know if it's safe to say on YouTube. It's the people intrinsically, they're never going to be they're never going to be competent. The most competent people in my parents' home country in particular left their home country to be successful in America or wherever they went. They call it brain drain, I think. It's not just my parents' home country, but what you're left with is people who basically they can't help themselves. Starting to look like I overdid it here, but maybe if I put the light in, it'll come back around. America's school system is so bad. The only reason why it's so successful is because of foreign talent, which, you know, before World War II, Germany was a center of science, which is now slowly coming back. That's good to hear. For foreign, I don't know if it's so much talent as it is just workforce. It seems to be like there's some maliciousness behind it, but the idea is always like, oh, we can raise our GDP number go burr by just bringing in more and more people to stimulate the economy. Yeah, so it's not necessarily talent, it's more of a labor force thing, but I don't really know much about it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and talk like I know what's going on. Just what I've seen. Yeah, aren't Mexicans like 80% of contractors? I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know for sure. Not being racist, I don't know if that's even... Americans probably would consider it racist, I guess. It depends on who you're talking to, but I don't know how that would be considered racist. Who knows these days? They'll call you racist and shoot you for a basic statistic. Actually, a majority of shooters are far right and left radicals. 6,000 years in jail. I don't know. What is... Okay, I guess it will be catching some of that light, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I kind of regretted just now putting in the blues here. Germany's kind of better than America though. Brothels are illegal. My religious convictions make me disagree with this. But if that's what you're cool with, that's what you're cool with. I think in some cities it's legal though in America, right? I would be surprised if at least not one state had it be legal. Or like quote unquote legal. You know, like they can sometimes kind of skirt around things. Great free speech granted some of the people are not nice, but great laws, great science. Also, it's Europe, so like, you know, Roman Empire, right? Great country. Well, I appreciate that someone actually has pride in their country. as like, or their heritage at least, because too much cuckoldry going on these days. The Germanic tribes fought off Roman Empire for over 1,000 years. That's got to be worth something. Yeah, and then you can go even further and say, you know, Rome fell, but Germany's still here. Well, to be fair, Germany didn't form as a nation until the early 1830s. Or I mean, what the heck, 1890s? I don't know why I read that 1830s. As a people. Because technically, Rome, the Empire of Rome, they didn't really have the concept of countries back in those days, did they? Or at least maybe not in the particular way that we conceptualize it today, I don't know. They kind of did and kind of didn't. The Roman Empire was more like conquer as much as you can and use it to develop a few areas. 4 million starving in France at the time, not great. Yeah, 2 hours 30 minutes. I'll go for 30 more minutes. I would be a great politician. Are you sure? You'd be willing to play this game to get votes and whatever else? Risk getting shot? You'd be willing to risk getting shot? to save. I don't know how galvanized people are in Germany, but to do well by people who, by and large, hate you. Corrupt as the rest of them? I would assume so. Not as corrupt. I don't need... oh, you meant yourself? I don't need to be that corrupt. I'm like... I don't know if you've seen this clip, but it's from like an African... I don't know if it's real, because like sometimes you get things that are just clips, but I wouldn't doubt that it is real. But there's like this African dude, politician presumably, says something like, "Corruption is bad if I am not involved." And that's his line to like an audience of people. Okay, it is lighting up more. I have to look over to the computer screen to see what you guys are seeing, to like see if it is making a difference at all, but yeah, it's lighting up. Cool, cool. Well, you see, the issue with America is it's a two-party system. Germany does not have this problem. No, Germany is more politically informed. Although taxes on stuff is higher, we get better roads. Not to mention, if we got those lands I advocate, the roads would be would indeed be better. The roads up in Canada are garbage. And they'll never be good. That's my feeling about it. The things Germany was inventing in 1945, even with their majority dwindling resources, changed the world forever and are still the basis of a lot of modern things. What has America done? We stole your scientists and faked going to the moon. Checkmate. To the winner goes the spoils again. Yes, but Germany can win. Did we also technically steal nukes from you guys? Like the scientist who was working on it? What's the word? I don't know if defect is the word or something. I don't know what the whole situation was. Who knows what it would have been.
Chaque ombre, son visage, dans chaque litre, son passage. Si nos pulsations jouent à contre-temps, mon amour veille à
As in Einstein, I thought it was Oppenheimer. I don't know. Heisenberg, what are the people here involved with this? Fled Germany and basically gave us his research on atomics and the atomic bomb by proxy. There's a couple other scientists, Heisenberg and Oppenheimer. I didn't watch the Oppenheimer thing. I don't know if it was a show or a movie or what it was. I don't know if any of you guys have. Movie I did not watch. It was it was a long film at a time where I didn't have much patience, I guess. Oh, we didn't have much time. I think I could lead Germany. Yeah, you've already said that. How old are you though? Like, how old did you even have to be to run? I think it's 35 in the US, right? I don't know. Anschluss. Wait, 18 in Germany to run as like run for political office? Minimum age political office US. What is? Just give me a straight answer. Come on. What's the point of having an AI if you can't even give me a straight answer? 35 for president, 30 for senator, 25 for representative. Yeah, and for governor by state, it can vary. Yeah, I guess that's the US. Let's see what it is for Germany. I'll just pop it into the AI and see what it says. Now for Germany. What? It says... Wait, what? Does Germany have president? I thought they had prime minister. Well, I guess you could also have a president, right? It depends on the roles that they're fulfilling. Federal chancellor, I guess that's you guys' thing. Member of Bundestag, minimum age is 18. But for president, you have to be 40. There's no explicit age requirement in the Constitution, but a person must be eligible to be elected in the Bundestag, which requires to be at least 18. Okay, so your equivalent of our glorious leader is chancellor, right? I guess that's what you're saying. And president has a different role. Different powers. Definitely don't think that we should be having people as old as we are in the US running, but I think 18 is a bit young, to say the least. There has to be a cutoff though. Like we can't be having retirement age running the country. I don't think that's a good idea. The president's like a figurehead, if you know what I mean. Okay. Okay, 10 minutes. I think underneath here we need a darker. Why you die for the Adler? Why'd I die for the Adler? What is Adler? Is that snake? I don't know why. Adler. Word. Meaning. Oh, eagle, never mind. God, I'm tired. I mean, would you die for the Adler? For my country? No. I think that's gone from I was gonna say like half, but I don't know actually. I think it's very diminished in the American spirit. Our government is tied up with foreign governments. The loyalties of the leadership is questionable to say the least. It's bigger over here in Europe. Like, you guys have a blood and soil, like not necessarily literally, because a lot of people don't like that way of wording it, but you guys, if you're, you know, of German stock or Saxon or whatever it is, there's a lot more of a tie to that land, nation. So I guess that makes sense that it would be bigger. Yeah, you guys have a history of doing that. My impression of the former American spirit that was patriotic was that the basis of it was like more of a, like our concept, I guess, was very traditional, but it wasn't the same as how it is in Europe, for European countries. It was more like family and stuff, and the people. Even now we're talking, some people are talking about, like, you know, the Constitution is, and I've said this for a while, it's just a piece of paper. It's the people who matter. In America, it was more like, look at these losers not voting for a president. In Europe, it's like, this land was promised to my second great-grandfather's ancestors 2,000 years ago. Yeah, it's a completely different... There's nowhere else to go. Like, that's my feeling like if I were to like think or put myself in the shoes of whatever people in Europe, because I'm a mutt, I can go anywhere, but there's a lot stronger connection if you actually have a national cultural identity.
Tandis que la lune se fond dans l'aube, ton cœur se pose dans l'obscurité, décidé vers l'éternité. Demi-lune à demi-monde, murmure et tantôt manteau, clair-obscur de la nuit, ta sagesse éclaire nos esprits.
I need to make my wet palette. No, I think it can last a little bit longer. Because like what happens is the wet palette will last weeks. As long as this is wet, it slowly allows water to raise through this parchment paper and keep the acrylics wet. As long as it's enclosed, it will last for weeks. Good example of it is the Balkans. They're so protective over their identity and land. Kosovo jump scare. Oh wait, I should be ending, shouldn't I? Yeah, it's like 3 minutes. Okay. Too much pink there.
Don't be afraid of the passing time. You will find infinite time, remaining time, fleeing time, suspended time.
It's gonna be tough. I'm probably gonna have to
Infinite
use a better brush than this. Like, I mean, a smaller brush to get those details in there. So let me just run my time by painting over here.
suspended time, linen and cotton blend, feel the ink flowing in your veins, it will be blood of your life, give up the knife. Every sorrow is born of love, every love transcends sorrows, every sorrow is born of love, time transcends pain.
You know, it's great to discuss things like this with a lot of people like you. Because you've said that, it sounds like you don't have many people to talk to this way. I assumed that you had like a group of people to talk to. Shit. cracked my bone there. Let's see how it looks like if I zoom in on the face. Okay, no, that's not good. I mean, it looks a little harder there, the contrast, but I need to reduce it. No, I don't. No one likes me because I want like something the far right wants. I want, like, you know, like my wants are slightly leftist as well, like, you know, the better education. Really, I'm a moralist without the morals. An istaphobe. Yeah, I guess I'm what's it called? Similarly isolated. But things are changing, so yeah, 3-hour mark. That's it. Didn't get everything I wanted to get done, but at least we talked. That's probably the highlight of the stream, honestly, because I don't think I got that much done. Probably we'll do the rest of this off stream. Like, there's a lot to do with the light here. I want to make like a very rainbowy halo kind of deal, and then I have to make that yellow light affect different parts of him. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow, probably, hopefully, if I can figure out what to do. Have a good night or day.